means so much, just getting a little bit of momentum. And of course, you know, they changed the manager. Rob Edwards, so popular, rightly had a lot of money in the bank after getting them promoted to the Premier League. They wanted to give him a chance. They changed the manager. Hasn't really had the impact as yet.
Not quite yet, and as you say, it was somebody that was very well liked. I think we all liked him. We enjoyed his style, his camaraderie, his openness. His time in the Premier League, he brought a lot of emotion to it. I think we relate to as sports fans, but it was a difficult run of results. They're in a difficult position in the table. You can understand the need for a change, and for Matt Bloomfield, there's sort of that growing pressure. You know, they need to get that first win. They've had a couple of points that are helping them just tick along, but it's at that stage now where 3 points really are becoming more and more vital, given the gap that's starting to just creep in at that bottom end.
Well, it's only just ticked over to the afternoon, but the atmosphere, as expected, is electric inside Vicarage Road for this game. It was Luton who came out on top in the reverse fixture at Kenilworth Road back in October. 3-0 win, one of only 7 wins that Luton have recorded in the whole of this season. A timely victory it would be for Matt Bloomfield to get his first win since coming in as their manager. So let's get the teams for you, starting with the home side. 2 changes for Watford from last weekend's victory at Middlesbrough. Jeremy Ngakia replaces Ryan Andrews in defence. Musa Sissoko, who scored the winner at the Riverside, is missing from the matchday squad. He's injured, so Tom Ince comes in for his first championship start since New Year's Day. Top scorer Bakumbayo is available, having served his suspension for a red card against Norwich, but is only named today among the substitutes. 3 changes from the midweek draw against Plymouth for Luton. 2 enforced alterations in defence. Mark McGuinness and Cal Naismith both unavailable through injury, so Rule Walters and Mads Anderson come into the back line. Captain Colton Morris returns from illness to partner deadline day signing Lasse Nordas up front. Elijah Adebayo drops to the bench, and Jordan Clark is fit enough to be named as a substitute. Rachel, your players to watch, and Georgi Shakvadadze is an absolute joy to watch, isn't he?
Yeah, he's probably the player for me that carries that excitement. He tries to make things happen. This season, you know, he's been on the score sheet, but it's assists that are sort of his biggest threat. I think he's got that capability to just play that final through ball that creates those chances for the players in front of him and alongside him. So he today will hopefully be getting the service from behind him, because I think if he can get the ball with Watford's style, he's the type of player that can make a difference.
And Luton have really struggled for goals so far, and Nordas, a deadline day signing, and showed some promising signs on his home debut.
He did, and just looking at him there, you can see alongside his teammates at his stature, he's the sort of player that he's willing to, you know, do the hard running, which I think they'll need with Carlton Morris likely alongside him up top. He'll expect the younger players to help cover those miles, and obviously played last season or through last year in Norway, and a good return, 11 goals in 33 games. So that's the sort of form that warrants the type of move to the Championship, and it's a different test, but he's the type of player that looks like he's dangerous.
Andrew Kitchen is the referee today. We are just about set for the action at Vicarage Road. Thomas Kaminski, the Luton goalkeeper, for one half at least, will be getting some good support. Not sure about the other. It looks like it's going to be Luton all in white who will get us underway. Watford 6 points off the playoffs. So a couple of wins away, but as ever, it is such a competitive championship season. So many teams vying for promotion and trying to avoid relegation. It is very tight. But if you can just put a run together, all is not lost for either side. Especially for Luton, despite quite dreadful run, they are still not out of it, as mentioned. 5 points from safety, so not unassailable.
No, but certainly starting to get to that point where you don't want to let that gap appear to grow too far, and with you being rooted to the bottom, 3 points here would really just be huge for them.
Early chance for Luton to get one into the box. Bell fouled. And free kick in a good area for the Hatters.
I just want to put this into an area where you can get sort of deliver in an area where you can attack the ball. You might not get first contact or create an opportunity straight from it, but keep it alive, keep it in there.
Douncey back to Walsh. It's a whip delivery in, not bad, but Anderson couldn't quite keep the header down.
Good opportunity. Just moved it slightly to sort of disrupt any kind of initial movement, hoping round the back they can get on Anderson there. So just, you see, he's just in slightly too early, too eager to get in, and he can't then guide it back across the goal.
Selvik sends it forward. January edition for Watford. A real rotating cast of goalkeepers this season. Looks like he's nailed down his place.
That's one of those things that people never really like, do they? They like to have a number one that's in more often than not, but sometimes that happens.
Ngakia sends it forward for Doumbia to chase. Finally done by Kavinsky. Trying to win those knockdowns. Good physical play there from Telo Asgard. And the line from Isaiah Jones.
Nordas there just keen for a free kick. I think it probably was one, I think he's probably fouled from behind.
Despite not getting good results, I think there's been a general feeling that performances have slightly improved in the last few games under Matt Bloomfield, especially the defeat to Sheffield United, obviously riding high in the top of the table. Just slowly building, but they do need to get those points on the board sooner rather than later. Loses it to Deli Bashir, who is Shakfatadze. Moved on to Ngakia. Kayembe. Shakfatadze, Georgian international who has created more chances than any other player in the division.
Certainly a danger. He's exciting to watch. He's got great feet.
Trying to assert a bit more control here. Larousse. Banquet. Isaiah Jones with the switch from Middlesbrough in January to Luton. Nordas trying to get on the end of that. That looked a bit clumsy there from Ngakia. Luton players may be asking for a red card, perhaps?
Yeah, I think they were. For me, it's definitely not a red card. I think it's a yellow is sufficient. It's a clumsy challenge, but just comes about again from Luton's direct play. And you see Nordas there, he's quick on it, just gets there first, and he's taken out, and it's a clumsy one, and he probably feels he's through on goal. I think there is a covering defender there, and that's a yellow sufficient. But it's another good opportunity from Luton.
This again. Doughty and Walsh in deep conversation. Yeah, Jeremy Ngakia with a yellow card there. So, yeah, not ideal after just 6 minutes of play.
Be smart for the next significant portion of the game.
Doughty drifts it in. It's one, and Morris is frustrated that the goalkeeper got there ahead of any of his teammates.
Yes, just a little floated ball there, which is a nice idea, but you know, Morris is looking for his teammates to be on the second phase because it's such a soft delivery. It's difficult for him to really cause the goalkeeper any trouble. Just sadly, combination didn't quite come off.
Loser. Shakpatadze. Well, wins the header, but it's picked up by Ince. Now to travel quite some distance, although that's pretty careless. Offside flag is up.
Very careless. And it's a shame. It's one of those ones you absolutely... Is it Doumbia that's offside? Yeah, you know, I feel like Tom Ince can possibly see that. You see there's Tom Cleverley probably feeling his side, or starting to just have those moments where they control possession. And that should be a concern for Luton, because they won't want them to build that momentum. But there, you know, a good move, just another opportunity wasted from just a little bit of sloppiness.
Next month, we'll celebrate a year in charge of Watford, firstly as an interim and then appointed on a permanent basis last April. But as seems to be the way with Watford, speculation around his job aplenty. I think he knows what he signed up for, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so, but I feel that's really harsh. I think he's done a really good job. He's a young manager. He's going to get things wrong or make mistakes. You've got to allow him that opportunity to learn. I know fans are very unforgiving. They want their team to be great and they want it now. We all do, but you know, I think when you see how they play, there's a lot of structure there. There's a real framework. There's stability within that, and they've set themselves quite a high bar. And sometimes that probably contributes to some of the criticism. But, you know, if he can just keep incrementally improving things, I think they've got a real opportunity. And they're still in the mix, those teams that could reach the playoffs.
And no foul on Asgard. We're happy for play to go on, and space opening up here for Watford and Yasser Larouci. It's good movement from Doumbia, but looks like it's going to be picked up, or is it? No. Has the referee given a penalty here? Well, that looked that looked like a very easy take for the goalkeeper there. A huge mix-up in the end. Kaminski lost it. Let's have a look.
That's incredible. It looks comfortably like it's just going to come through to the goalkeeper. He does get there, I think. He does get there. Doumbia gets there first. Just Anderson doesn't do enough to hold him off. You see he reaches the ball first and they come together. It doesn't. It looks just sort of like they do arrive at the ball at the same time, but Doumbia gets there first, and you can understand then why the referee's pointed to the spot.
It was a good spot by the referee, wasn't it? Because, yeah, Anderson, you could see, was just trying to shepherd the ball back to the keeper, but Doumbia just got a foot in.
he doesn't do enough. You've got to make sure, you've got to be really stern in those areas. You've got to slow your feet down. You really got to try and block and allow the goalkeeper all the space. He just gets his long leg outstretched and round the side of him.
So a chance for Watford to strike first here. Tom Deli Bashiru scored a penalty against Sunderland recently, up against Kaminsky. Big moment, big moment in the derby. Deli Bashiru, call as you like. Kaminsky went the right way, but it was way too far in the corner, just out of reach. Watford strike first.
Very, very cool. Low to the ground is really difficult for keepers to get that. Sort of the slow run up, I always find that incredible. Players that just have that calmness to then, even when the goalkeeper doesn't move too early, to just generate enough power, keep it low, and he just drills that comfortably, side foot. Great finish, and what a start for Watford.
I'm going to say, not the most convincing of penalties, was it? But enough.
I think what's hard with those is he's anticipating the goalkeeper might move, which sometimes does put you off. But he still is then able to, even though he doesn't move too soon, he goes, I'm still going to hit this low and hard enough. And because it is on the ground, goalkeepers find that so tough to just get a hand down to it.
Fourth goal of the season for Tom Deli Bashiru. Luton Town with it all to do. It started quite brightly, got a couple of opportunities from set pieces, but this has been a familiar tale this season. Kind of pressing the self-destruct button almost.
Yeah, really, really careless, because Watford haven't really looked a threat at all. They've had some nice spells. I'd have said Luton have won the battle up to this point. They've made it competitive as you'd expect. They've been quite direct. They've chased things down. They've had those opportunities to put balls into the box. They have looked probably the more promising team.
Loser finds Ince.
You need to just stay calm though, because it's early in the game. That they have started promisingly. They need to keep up that competitiveness without letting it become ill-disciplined.
Matt Bloomfield's 8th game in charge so far. Previously, 4 defeats, 3 draws. It's been an incredible descent from Luton, who were the most likely of the promoted teams last season to stay up in the Premier League. And the thought of them being rock bottom of the Championship at this stage of the following season was pretty unthinkable.
Absolutely agree. I don't think any of us saw this coming, but it just shows you how momentum can play such a huge part. And I think in the Championship, every game is incredibly competitive. It's very difficult for any team to have that momentum. You'd probably argue the only 2 sides that have had it are the top 2, and otherwise, it's very, very open. And that's where, when you're in that losing run, it can just be so difficult to then find a way to get the wins.
And with momentum, downward momentum, you see it can really affect confidence, can't it? And Watford fans enjoying themselves. And I know that the Luton fans arrived today in hope rather than expectation. It must be so difficult as a player to get out of that rut when you just every week just doesn't go your way.
It can be. It's that emotional and mental side of the game, and that's where the fans do play their part. And now you can imagine with Watford being at home and their fans loving the fact their side have an early lead, Luton have to try and now contend with that.
Kayembe centre, gathered by Kaminsky. Should have taken that down.
He hasn't looked the most comfortable with those balls that have dropped into him there. You'd expect him to control that, just lets it go underneath him.
Very nicely done. It's back to Loser. Looks to drop deep between the centre halves. He's had a really good season along with this man, Shakvadatsa. Interception, Nordas getting back. Ince picking up space in the pocket. With the interception there. Shakvadatsa. Beautiful close control and works the space, sits the defender down and crosses in. Shame there was nothing on the end of that.
Was that maybe a shot?
Wouldn't put it past him.
It just, yeah, I feel that little moment of sitting the defender down, you think, well, will I try my luck? I think it probably was a cross. But
Has been known to go straight from a corner, actually. Shakvadatsa tries luck. It's Mari Bell. Asgard. Camber spreads the play. That's a lovely touch from Jones. Corner kick.
great opportunity, great switch of play. Really brilliant touch to just go past the defender there in the first time round, and real shame he just can't deliver, because I think Carlton Morris was in the box. Can't beat the first defender, but a corner probably is a good outcome as well for Luton.
Doughty delivers towards the back post. Good distance on the punch from the goalkeeper, who was caught after, and he's still down, Selvik. And the referee is going to have to stop this.
Really good goalkeeping. Just coming together, I think. Deep delivery at the back post there, and just collided it. Maybe Nordas at the back post, just going for the ball. Both of them very much looking at the ball, and they just look like brush heads. Can be a sore one.
It's a very impressive clean sheet last weekend at Middlesbrough for Watford, a very young back line. Average age last week was just 21, with Kevin Kebben in his first starts, and a Bankor as well. But Gakia bringing the age up a little bit with Ryan Andrews on the bench. Watford inviting the press and then beating it. Bankor's given that away. Now space here for Carlton Morris. Works it back to Walsh. And from a promising position, Luton lose possession. Referee lets the game flow. Out of play. Lots of space here. Gakia making good ground. Is Ince.
Watford just know with that goal advantage that they're more than comfortable to just almost toy with Luton. 1-0 can be a dangerous scoreline.
Playing with real confidence though, the home side, you can see. Larouci with a burst, receives it back. Here's Loser.
Great feet once again, just on the edge of the box. He chops and change direction 2 or 3 times before getting the shot off. You know he wants to probably take on his left foot, but he has to work a bit more room. Good from Larouci. You see there, back onto the right foot, then gets it back onto his left, but can't do enough to get it to the side of the goalkeeper, and it's comfortable in the end for Kaminsky.
So Watford look very comfortable though when they're in tight areas, don't they? And they've been playing around Luton.
They've got great style and understanding, but they've got some players that are magnificent with the ball at their feet.
Ince into Doumbia. Kayembe. Gakia delivers! And Doumbia perhaps could have done a bit better with that situation.
That's a chance. He seems to think it's a corner, but it looked like he got up clean. It's, once again, they just strung Kayembe with 2v1 on the outside of Gakia, and I think he should be doing better there. I think he knows that's a great delivery. It's right into the area where he would want it. He does get his head on it, just can't quite guide it on target.
He's just 18 years old, Doumbia, and only arrived earlier this month.
Another really exciting talent for Tom Cleverley to work with.
Yeah, an interesting team selection today because top scorer Bio is available after serving his suspension but is on the bench, so faith in the youngster here. Shakvadadze allowed to make good ground, and it's a tap in for Kayembe! Watford 2 goals to the good. All down to the brilliance of Shakvadadze, and Kayembe was never going to miss that one.
Watford have just started to take control of this match, and we said they'd been toying with them. They were just waiting for that opportunity to open up. You see there when Shakvadadze gets free, it's almost a 2v1, commits the defender and selflessly then just dinks over the goalkeeper across the face of the goal. Anderson there just left for dead as he runs past him, drives towards goal, commits the next defender, who Bell probably could do better to stand up. And then as he takes it across the face, you're not going to miss from 3 yards out. And Watford, you have to say, have deserved that, and a 2-goal margin now is making things really difficult for Luton.
Kayembe with his 8th goal in the Championship this season. He was already posting his best return, and it's the home sides that are bouncing at Vicarage Road. It has been the home side that have had the advantage in these derbies in recent years. It's been a stroll so far for Watford.
Has been, and I know there was some chat before the game about that 3-0 defeat that they suffered early in the season, and was this revenge? Tom Cleverley was adamant that it wasn't about that. I think everyone knows that when you've lost your rivals earlier on in the season, there's an element. You like to get your own back.
And Luton hoping this was a springboard, but it might be a springboard for Watford to make that charge for the playoff places after a really dreadful run at the turn of the year. But excellent 1-0 victory last weekend. Looks like it's going to be added to. Long way back, a long way to go, of course, I should say. But given the evidence of Luton's season, it's going to take something pretty magnificent for them to get anything out of this one from this position.
certainly need to change the momentum at the moment. Just coming together there between Bell and Doumbia. I think that's. You see them just laughing to one another. I think they both know that more was made of that than was needed, but sometimes you try to see if you can buy a foul.
Yeah, spotted something there, given a free kick to Luton.
Just let a lot go though, and I think a lot of fans enjoy that, don't they? Just free flowing, allow the challenges to be made as long as they're competitive and not over the top.
A few set-piece situations this afternoon, Luton, but they've really not made the most of them so far, given the, as you mentioned, range of the heights they have. And Carlton Morris in particular is so adept in the air. Switched it up here, Jones, has he kept that in?
They went for something different there, tried to move the ball, get down the sides. Bad effort, but it just didn't quite come off how their hopes. Isaiah Jones just found himself 2v1 in the corner in the end, and could have been a foul. I think we've probably seen those given, but the ref decides handball instead from grabbing onto it as he was attempting to buy that.
It's pretty gloomy reading from a Luton perspective.
What can become so difficult in these moments is Luton really do have to try and get a little more of the ball, and by doing that, you know, it can be difficult because Watford are so comfortable with it. You find yourself covering a lot of ground with not a lot of joy.
Coming into this one, two centre-halves who performed very well. Out injured in Naismith and McGuinness. Here's Shakvadadze once again for Watford. Clearance by Amari Bell. It's having to reshuffle your back three. Not a bit easy as well.
It wouldn't have been what you'd want ahead of this game. You want your better. I think McGuinness has been a consistent for them. You want your sort of better players to be available, especially in defence, knowing that today you could be tested a lot.
Taken short. Shakvadadze loops the cross in. Retrieved here by Ince. Now Luton perhaps can break. And not too many options here for Isaiah Jones, who's running into a bit of a cul-de-sac with three yellow shirts around him. He's done exceptionally well, Jones. Down he goes. They're asking the question. The referee is unmoved. Here's Walsh. Walters.
I feel like the ball broke there to Carlton Morris. He was too busy appealing for the penalty. He didn't go and try and get himself on it, but Jones here does it incredibly well. It looked like a situation that was impossible to get out of. I think probably it would be extremely soft. Don't quite think he's tripped. He's sort of looking or waiting for contact on his back leg.
Some hope, though. He made something out of very little there, Jones.
Very little. As it was unfolding, you're thinking there's no way out of this.
Asgard, it's a limp cross in, but it's picked up by Morris. Keeps it going towards Nordas. He's gone down, and so is Nakamba, and eventually collected.
Better signs for Luton, you know, just getting into the Watford box, making it difficult, asking questions, make them defend. I thought Dele Bashiri was about to you know, potentially make contact with Nakamba as he came in for the second ball. He did well not to swing his leg into the midfielder. But good signs from Luton to just give their fans a little bit of hope.
Just get a goal back, easier said than done, before half-time. Just change the mood. Shakadadze once again on a run. Losing with the big switch. Finds Larouci. Kambe takes over. Back by Deli Bashiru.
Really good try midfielder, just knows his role, sits in front of that back four, and as the ball's floated in, he knows his job is to turn around and help going the opposite way too.
Banquet. Deli Bashiru scored the penalty that got the scoring going for Watford this afternoon. Loser. Really dictating things from deep. Banquet. Shakadadze picks his head up. Loser first to it, anticipated well. Jones had it and then lost it.
I think initially there, Nordas has to do a little more, you know, just allowed Louza just to come across and comfortably take the ball. When your team's losing 2-0, balls are played forward, you know, your job as a two strikers is to get hold of it. You can't, it's maybe got held up in the wind, but you got to try and make it a lot more difficult there. It's too easy for Watford to just regain possession and then move the ball around.
That's nicely taken, Nordas. Asgard. Walsh. Here's Isaiah Jones. And a bright spark really for Luton. And Walsh couldn't keep hold of it. This could spell danger for Luton. Shakadadze. Rides the challenge. Larouci's ball in. And Doumbia getting on the end of it, just failing to hit the target.
Another great chance for Watford. Now, it's slightly different this time, you know, it was sort of that transitional moment. Just created a little bit of an overlap around Shakadadze down the left-hand side, and a good delivery. Doumbia does well, difficult to probably do more than he did, just can't quite again guide it. Good defending, you'd have to say there, well marshalled.
forward for the run of Ince.
What a ball that was. Just in the end looked like the wind again, just carrying it too far for Tom Ince to do much more than just in the end concede a throw in deep in the Luton half. But brilliant ball, just whipped down the line, just guided down the line for Ince to chase.
It's been near enough total dominance from Watford.
Completely. You know, and this probably the worst outcome for Luton was to lose an early goal and then allow Watford this control. And you can see there they've significantly dominated in terms of possession, 66%. It's so tiring if you're a Luton player to just know you're chasing shadows, really.
When they have had the ball loose and they've just not done enough with it, have they? Barely laid a glove on Watford.
You're right, and you know, they have had moments where they could have delivered and got it into dangerous areas, and you'd have to argue that in those moments too, that the quality just and the understanding just hasn't quite been there either. And you know, when you play a team like Watford who play the way they do, they're at home, you have to make those opportunities matter a little more than Luton have. You have to ask more questions, make the defenders defend. I think you look at the two centre-backs, Abankwah and Kevin, they probably feel like they're having a great day. And I know as a centre-back, that's such a nice feeling.
Goalkeeper goes long and Lucy nearly got on the end of that. That's good play from Nordas, finds his strike partner Carlton Morris. Now Doughty. An untimely slip, and can Nordas take advantage? He was brought down. Kevin had to make up for that.
Yeah, unfortunately on there, probably just panicked a little bit. I think he actually had recovered, but grab of the jersey, and now here we have another chance for Luton. Can they this time find a ball into a dangerous area? But the likes of Morris, Anderson, those likely the targets in these types of situations. You see Anderson there around the back, Carlton Morris in the middle, right in the penalty spot. He'll look to find a little gap.
Driven in, it's a dangerous one. Asgard picks up the loose ball. Keeps hold of it well. Here's Doughty. He found its way all the way to the back post, and Luton will try and come again. Doughty working the space. Anderson onto the top of the net.
Yeah, some sarcastic ways, but I think that was a real dangerous opportunity. You know, it's Doughty there, he does well to just dig the cross out, floats it to the back post. Anderson gets up really well, nice and early. Banqua's backtracking, that gives him the leverage. Just, thankfully, for Watford, just lands on the roof of the net.
Good win from Anderson. It's given away too easily. Ince. Doumbia. Deli Bashiru. Kayembe. Into Larousse.
That's what you get away with when you're 2-0 up against your rivals, shooting from 25 yards and sending it well into the stands behind the goal. But again, I think earlier on you see Chakvetadze there, he just wanted the ball to be switched out to him earlier. It never quite gets there, and probably was a better option than the outcome.
As the arm stayed outstretched as he saw that sail over the bar. Nordas just backing into his man.
Yeah, the fans won't mind that though, and I think that's the type of competitiveness that we've lost from Luton in the last 15-20 minutes. They started the game so well, it was very open, it was frantic, and naturally the game settles, but those little moments are still important. You've got to be competitive.
With the touch, Ince trying to get around, and Anderson, well, that's not in the laws of the game, I'd say, and an easy decision for the referee, a yellow card.
Yeah, that was cynical. That was a little more similar to what we saw in the rugby yesterday afternoon. He just died up Ince there. He knew that the momentum of Tom Ince was going to likely take him beyond him, and he didn't fancy chasing back. So that was that.
No eyes on the ball, just on Tom Ince. Chakvetadze. Well, the referee has spotted something, doesn't like the look of. I think Watford will get another chance to put the free kick in.
Just obviously a little grapple with each other.
Take two for Chakvetadze. Asgard with the clearance. Nordas with the concession.
Dangerous ball there into the Luton box, was well defended by Asgard initially, and Nordas probably just felt he wasn't sure where the danger was coming from, so he's put it out for a corner.
Loser's corner. Goes nicely for Chakvetadze. And get around Jones, and he does so. On target, might have taken a nick on its way through just to take the sting out of the effort.
Yeah, initially I thought Jones does well. He knows he wants to cut inside, he tries to cut that off, he gets his foot in the ball, but because he goes to the ground, it just runs into Chakvetadze's path, and he knows he can score from there, he knows he can test the goalkeeper. In the end, not his best effort.
Final few seconds of normal time, the first half. Marvellous Nakamba. Morris holds it up well. Just 2 minutes of time added on. Jones. Good play once again and gets the cross in, well defended. Bell. That was clever.
Yeah, clever and also clumsy from Doumbia. You know, in this moment, just before half-time, you don't give the other team a free opportunity to put it into your box. And see there, Bell, he knows he's going away from goal, but he just waits for the contact, and it's a little clumsy. And now they have the chance. Whether it's Doty who puts it in, or will it be Liam Walsh? But again, this is probably the 4th or 5th time Luton have had the chance to put the ball in. Last couple of times have looked a bit more promising. This would be a huge time for them to score.
Straight into the wall. Doughty gets around Ince. Carried away by the goalkeeper.
Interesting decision making there. Walsh, I think, goes for goal initially. Doughty does well, just gets down the outside and he drills it hard, really. And second chance now for something hopefully a little more dangerous for those who will look to attack it.
Walsh this time. Into the box with Jones. And there we have it, half-time. And it's been a cruise for Watford. Lead their rivals Luton by 2-0. A penalty from Tom Deli-Bashiru, dispatched confidently to give them the lead. And then Edo Kayembe tapping in after some excellent wing play from Georgi Shakvadatsa, a long way back for the Championship's bottom side at Vicarage Road going into the second half. It's going to take some effort for them to get back into this one. Half-time, Watford 2, Luton Town 0. To the counter, I can see that it looks like Jacob Brown is stripped and ready to go. Might be another change as well. Get confirmation of that when we have it. But yeah, obviously Matt Bloomfield did feel like he needed to change something, and looks like he is going to make a couple of changes in personnel here.
Yeah, and you'd imagine he's just trying to inject some energy back into the players. Sometimes it takes a change or a couple of changes to just bring a different energy to the players that are on the pitch. It's been difficult first 45 for them, but at 2-0 you give yourself the opportunity to say with 45 minutes to fix that. You get the next goal, you're right back in there. Thanks to Jacob Brown, he's got a little more experience, he's scored goals. You know, can he bring that to this first sort of 10-15 minutes, give the Luton fans something to get excited about, lift their players?
It looks like it's going to be a triple change here for Luton Town. You see Jacob Brown, Shandon Baptiste and Christ Makosso also coming on for his debut. So really, last throw of the dice almost, and we still have 45 minutes to play, but this is the situation that Luton Town find themselves. Another January edition, Makosso. The Democratic Republic of Congo. And Jacob Brown scored just a few seconds after coming off the bench against Plymouth at half-time in midweek, hoping that he can repeat that. He's going to be replaced. He's replacing Nordas. But wasn't quite as effective this time around from the start. And a couple of changes too for Watford. As expected, Andrews on.
looks like Luton will just shape up similar fashion, so it looks like straight swaps all around.
Jacob Brown partnering Carlton Morris up front. Shandon Baptiste for Marvellous Nakamba, so yes, a straight swap in the centre of midfield. And Makosso in for Anderson.
I felt in that first half, obviously Anderson picked up that yellow card, but he had a difficult time. He was left for dead for that second goal, and just a few other moments where, for someone of his experience, he put himself in difficult positions.
So interestingly, it's Larousse who's been withdrawn for Ryan Andrews. Made the assumption that it might have been Ngakia because of his yellow card, but he's been trusted to keep his head. Here is Asgard for Luton. And an easy take for Selvik.
Yeah, I just wonder if that maybe there's a little injury problem there, because I felt Larousse was certainly a threat. You know, he gets forward, he's very dynamic up that left side.
Well pursued by Tom Ince. No more challenges like the one he put in the first half, which was a bit of an orange challenge, that one. Here is Brown. Plays it off for Banquet. Already trying to make a positive contribution, Jacob Brown.
Yeah, I think he's a sort of player that he's probably a little more technical and tricky. He'll spin in behind, he'll be direct, he'll take on those 1v1 opportunities, and when you do that, this can be the outcome.
Walsh delivers deep. Picked up by Jones. A bit of a heavy touch there, but we've seen a couple of times that he's capable of those surges.
Yes, both Jones and Doughty, I feel like have shown moments anyway for Matt Bloomfield that they can go down the outsides, they will deliver into the box, they'll keep being dynamic in that capacity, and that has to continue to be something that Luton try and do. Great strength there from Doumbia. For someone so young, just the experience to take that out the air, and he doesn't get the pass off quite right, but initial control. Great example of centre forward play.
Got a real chance in the next few games, Watford, to surge up the table. Stoke away, Millwall at home, Swansea at home, Oxford United away, and then Plymouth at home, all 14th or below next few games. So a fairly kind run.
A run would be huge. Even felt the pressure was on them today a little bit, because yesterday I think the only team around them or above them to lose was Blackburn. Everyone else picked up wins, so if they can see this out today, that'll be a huge 3 points.
See Luton really trying to push high, aren't they? But Watford seem to always find a way out.
Yeah, another good start to this half, you would say, for Luton, that as we've already touched on. You know, the difficulty is that they need to keep that up, and the longer they keep that up, will more gaps form. And with Watford's quality, they probably won't actually mind Luton coming at them, because those little gaps open up for the likes of Chakmatadze, Kayembe, who's very good in those areas in between lines.
Morris turning away from Kebben. Oh, and it's a big miss. Isaiah Jones coming in on the volley.
What a chance. I mean, he just floats in at the back post. They take the throw in quickly. I think it's Kevin gets too tight to Morris. He just floats it to that back area, and Jones takes it on the volley. It's hard to tell how close it is, really. The goalkeeper dives, which makes you think it must have been. Just tries to side foot that out the air. It's a good chance, a difficult chance, but a good chance.
See some of the home supporters were, I think, trying to claim for a penalty there. I think it was Brown who went down as we saw the ball reach Jones. You say not the easiest of chances, that one, taking it on the volley.
No, it wasn't, but sometimes, you know, when it comes in like that, the weight wasn't too much. You're trying to just guide it back on target, and it's right to send it back the way it comes. You see here, it's on Morris's left foot. He just tries to stand it up. See here from behind the goal. Yeah, he does get that slightly wrong. I think he should do better there. We say it's not easy, but he's in the end put that a good couple of yards wide, doesn't he?
No one anywhere near him in a yellow shirt. Kevin looks like he needs some treatment here. Summer addition from Toulouse, just 21 years old. It was only his first start for Watford last weekend against Middlesbrough.
He just goes down off the ball there, which sometimes is the more worrying ones. You know, he's got that leg heavily strapped as it is, so whether it's a related problem or something else, we won't know till afterwards, but it certainly looks like they feel he's going to need to come out.
So Matty Pollock is going to come on in his place. Mainstay in this Watford team until last weekend. Tom Cleverley just felt that he was showing signs of fatigue, so took him out, but clearly believes in him.
Just be a like-for-like switch here that you never want to typically change your back line through forced changes, but this one probably quite straightforward. I think as a player as well, if you've been playing games and then you're asked to take a rest, you never like that, so an opportunity for him to show you that he'll like his starting spot back, please.
Doughty. Those deliveries have just been off.
It's just a waste.
Jones, good away from Ngakia. And Luton trying to press, but Watford, the positioning has been really on point, hasn't it? Managed to work their way out of another tight situation.
Good play here. Just before, I was about to say, in the second half, they've not managed to find that flow, and it's probably the first time they've just played through that Luton pressure.
Shakvatadze. Brown might get a second opportunity here, but no, door is shut by loser Deli Bashiru. Releases just in time for Andrews. Shakvatadze. Now to come forward. It's Ngakia now lining up at left back. Hayumbe.
Feet.
Fancied a few kick-ups. Finds loser!
What a chance. Just again, the quality in the box, Kembe, really the creator of all of that. Just a composure to have it inside that area and not be too eager to go to goal, wait for the chance, wait for the gaps to open up. Louza there inside, just Ikembe gets it back. Lovely little inside pass, and that first touch from Louza, just he doesn't quite get out his feet, which means when he has to take the shot, he's swiveling and trying to dig it out.
He's had a couple of opportunities, Imran Louza. It's been quite the redemption, renaissance, whatever you want to call it for him. Spent the second half of last season on loan at Lorient. He's now been one of their best players this season. Found his way back. Asgard. To settle for the corner.
Good play again. Thought he probably could have got his delivery in, but just crowded out.
Once again, a set-piece opportunity. Luton switch it up with Jones. Doughty takes over. The little dink towards the back post. Goalkeeper's lost it. And the referee's given a foul. Oh, and a few afters there. Matty Pollock and Carlton Morris getting acquainted.
Wry smile from Matty Pollock as he gets up. You see here, Doherty does well. He guides that in. Pollock really strong against Morris. That's difficult to do. And then he just stands up as Morris hasn't quite gotten out the way. And yes, nothing more than just a bit of a giggle, really. Although Morris probably doesn't feel that in this moment, 2-0 down against his rivals.
Pollock on the wind-up a little bit there.
I just think you need to be careful doing that as a centre-back in case it comes back to haunt you in the wrong way.
Although there was talk of pressure for Tom Cleverley, I'm not sure how much of that was coming from the fan base.
Yeah, I think a lot of fans, from what I can gather, are very pleased with how their side are playing. I think there's almost the start they had gave that extra optimism possibly. So when they started to find themselves, around that December period when they just found themselves in a run of form that was inconsistent, naturally there starts to become a few questions about different things. But if they can get the result today, 2 wins on the bounce, in the Championship is something that's very hard to come by. So that puts them in a really good spot going into next week and the weeks after as well, when you think about who they have.
Some tip them to be closer to where Luton are ahead of this season, so they have performed above expectations for some.
They have. When you watch them today, that you can see they have a real structure about them.
Morris wins the initial header. Again, frustration. The top looking for Ince, dealt with by Bell. And Walters with the hoofed clearance. That was a foul by Louza.
Just got caught underneath it.
Has to be careful. A couple of fouls in quick succession. Imran Louza, this time on Liam Walsh.
Just having a little word to calm him down. Just one of those ones that's never going to cause damage. Probably just a reminder that this is a derby.
Walters managed to work it to Jones. That's a good ball. Space here. Here comes the cross. It's just overhit again. The quality on these final balls for Luton just not there.
Poor, really. You know, your time and space, really dangerous area. You know, you're crossing it from slightly narrower than that really wide area. From a defensive point of view, that can be really tricky if you've less time to defend. And Doherty there, he's in too early, but the ball itself is just, you know, an area that's not likely going to cause as much danger as you'd want it to.
Walsh picks up the loose ball. Here's Asgard. Again, it's just not coming together.
It's not, and these are the sort of moments of when you're where Luton are. These little passes that are so straightforward, you know, that's a little 4-yard pass just rolled down the line. Asgard is capable of that, of course he is, and when things are just not going your way, you just seem to, for whatever reason, put too much on it, and these are big moments for Luton when they're in the Watford half. So far this second half, you know, they've been much more in it. We've spent most of the last 10 minutes in this Watford half, but the opportunities that are coming up are not really threatening in any means.
So Baptiste did come off against Plymouth with a knock, but let's see him cleared to play today. At least for a half. A good run by Jones.
Great run, cutting him from the inside. He sort of goes by 3 or 4 players here. You see, just has the momentum. I think he's anticipating more contact than comes. Sometimes you just, when you go in those little runs, you slightly lose your balance. It cannot take much, but I don't think there was really anything there that warranted a foul.
Yep, Ngaki is on a booking, so he's going to have to be slightly careful.
He is, and now he's up against Jones, who has been that player for Luton that's been the one down the outsides. He'll be asked, probably you would expect in these next 30 minutes, to defend 1v1. He can't be the person that gives away a cynical foul.
Play. So good recovery there. Kosso. Space here for Brown. In particular, cross from wide took a deflection, so much easier for the goalkeeper.
Been a much better half from Luton. You just see there on Pollock's shirt, the wind is, I think, probably having an impact on some of that momentum, and it's tough for Watford because they're up against it. Just that bit of momentum from Luton is meaning they can't quite get out of their own half.
Bell finds Alfie Doughty. Now Baptiste. Walsh delivers. It's a dangerous ball in. And Brown was closest to it in a Luton shirt.
Yeah, almost again. There you see a better ball this time, and Brown makes it difficult. Watford defenders do well in the end to just, eliminate the opportunity. You see there, Abankwah just up against Brown. Doesn't make it easy for him, and as the ball drops, the goalkeeper's ready to pounce on it. Shows that the change of momentum that we're talking about, and 15 touches in the Luton box. I think the only disappointing thing from that is we've managed to muster 7 attempts, but just the one on target. And when we think about it, there's not been too many moments where we can think of Selvik having to make that big save. Everything into him has been either straight to him or comfortable catches, and that's where Luton just have to do a little bit more to try and create the opportunities that can be a little more dangerous, which is hard to do.
It's a sad sight. Shandon Baptiste got a knock midweek, and it looks like he's not going to be able to continue here. Well, he's taken one glove off. Player has had such bad luck with injuries throughout his career.
Looks like it's a knock, or he's grabbing his calf, and it's a little raw for me at the moment. When you feel your calf, it's one of those muscles that you can't sort of carry on. There's no way of compensating for it. Often when you feel it initially, you have a few moments where you think maybe it's nothing. And if you continue to feel it, it's just see there the physio just assessing him, but you can tell from his face he doesn't look happy. And often that's quite a telltale sign.
And Matt Bloomfield's already made triple sub. Looks like he might have to substitute the sub to see if Shandon Baptiste can carry on. Looks like he's going to try. But you mentioned, Rachel, the touches in the box, and Luton have looked better in this half, but equally, Watford are 2-0 up. They don't really have to force the issue, do they? So it kind of the state of the game is at play.
Yeah, they don't have to, but I don't think they'll be too comfortable in the current circumstances, because they've not enjoyed as much possession. I would imagine Luton have dominated that in the last, certainly 15 minutes. And Watford would much rather control the flow of the game by having the ball. And, they've got it just now. They'll try and probably look to enjoy it. We think the first half, Chakvetadze was such an influential part. He's barely been in it this half.
Here's Walsh. Neat play by Jones. Played by Pollock. Beautiful touch by Isaiah Jones. Walters. Pollock in the way again for Watford. Here's Asgard. Trying to work the shooting opportunity perhaps. Works it through for Morris. Back to goal. Much better from Luton. Win themselves a corner.
Much better, just Asgard there, waiting for Morris to be the angle. Knows that if he can play it into his feet, he'll hold it up. He does that. Set off for Brown, who's done well off Morris. The two of them, I feel, have been more effective than Nordas in the first half. Another corner, another chance to get the ball into that Watford box.
Unfortunately for Shandon Baptiste, looks like his game is over. Can't continue. Josh Bowler coming on in his place. Scored at Vicarage Road for Cardiff last season. See if he can make an immediate impact here. 20 minutes remaining. Dangerous ball in. Well, looked it, but Selvik, an easy take.
Again, that just feels like such a wasted chance. And, you know, for the amount of corners, the amount of times they go into that Watford box, to just allow the goalkeeper to take that pressure off. It's so disappointing for Matt Bloomfield.
And Deli Bashiru pursued.
It's a good game, Deli Bashiru. I think he's been one of the Watford players that's certainly done his job as you would expect him in both aspects, in and out of possession. They are just under a lot of pressure. Probably a little fortunate in the end that he manages to get a goal kick out of a difficult situation.
Somehow that's, I was going to say, stayed in, but it's going to be a throw, free kick indeed for Luton. Just needs something positive to happen. And as you mentioned, haven't really been able to really test Selvik in any meaningful way. Just a few crosses to deal with.
I just can't think of him really making a save. In the same tone, I don't think Kaminski's been asked to do too much either, but that's probably where just the quality of Watford in that first half, you know, they didn't need too many chances.
Alton Morris pulled up for the foul on Ibankwa there. Yellow card for Luton's number 9, who has spent most of the game just cutting a really frustrated figure, looking incredulous at decisions.
Yeah. Do you know, he's unfortunate there because he's actually done really well to use his body to be in a position to win the ball, but as he slides, he just doesn't connect with the ball at all, even though it's within his grasp. He does connect with Ibankwa, who, it was just a little bit of a sore one. His leg almost got caught underneath him. Maybe the yellow's a combination of the foul and the protest that followed.
I'm sure, like many of these Luton players, just can't believe he was scoring 11 goals in the Premier League last season, and now just looking at the position they're in, it's just still, I think the fans must just be so frustrated and looking for answers as to how this has happened to their club, from the heady heights of the Premier League to bottom of the Championship with 13 games remaining.
It's a real fall from grace, and it's a worrying time for them because, you know, they've still got a lot of players and a lot of quality. You wouldn't necessarily expect them to be where they are, but we know how just competitive the Championship is. You know, any team can find themselves in that difficult position. They're not the first club that we've seen unexpectedly in there and find it difficult to just change path and get themselves back out, but it is still in their hands. They are still in contention. Certainly the teams just above them, those in the safe zone, are starting to feel a little bit further away when you think it's, you know, maybe only 5 points just now, but when you can't get any points on the board, 5 points seems a lot.
Rare foray forward to the Luton box in this second half for Watford. Kayembe, Deli Bashiru. Now Andrews. Good defending, Doughty. Andrews celebrates getting a decision from the referee like he scored.
Yeah, that's one for the fans. I think a good little battle there. I felt Doughty did well initially. You see there, blocks the cross, wins the ball back. Good little tussle, and then tries to break pressure. Andrews just uses his body well, and then as the arms come round the front, he just turns to the linesman and asks for the foul. Thank you.
Just looking at Luton's fixtures coming up, they've got a home game against Portsmouth. That's now looking a lot harder than perhaps in the last couple of weeks. Portsmouth had a real upturn in form. Visit to Burnley, I think most of the fans will write that one off, but then a visit to Cardiff after that. So, yeah, on paper, points to be had.
And that's one they'll want to go into and, you know, positive a mindset as they can, which will be tough after Burnley.
It's a wasted set piece from Watford. And Luton will try and counter. And final ball. Such poor quality. Jacob Brown had done so well to carry it.
It's just a little simple 3-yard pass. And you can understand why fans get frustrated at that, because that is, again, another great chance to counter-attack, your body's forward. Yes, you know, Liam Walsh, he probably isn't going to get the ball there and go straight to goal. There's numbers coming. You'd imagine Jacob Brown will then look to try and go again, and just to allow Watford to sweep that clear is just, you know, again, just another chance missed. So can you create something? And the answer is no, they can't once again.
There's a slight concern for Watford. The Banquet is down. Another centre-half needing treatment and looking unlikely to be able to continue. In the meantime, Mamadou Doumbia, who's caused a few problems this afternoon, another good game, the teenager. He's replaced by Bakumbayo, Watford's top scorer, back from suspension. And it looks like another change required in defence for Watford. Francisco Ciaralta getting ready to replace a Banquet. A bit of a concern there, because that's both centre-backs off with what looked like injuries, and Larousse also withdrawn at half-time, which we could only assume might be a knock as well.
Yeah, and Ciaralta coming on, you can see his quad's also got some tape on it, so it doesn't look like he's maybe absolutely 100%, but you know, this is what you need with a squad, with the number of games you play in the Championship. It's a test for them to have to change both centre-backs. Can Luton ask questions now of these two players who've come in? They don't have the same momentum, same preparation.
First time ball helped on. No ball easily defended by Loser. It's Bowler. Now Bell. A nice take from Morris on the back foot, and he looked like he was fouled. Yes, free kick given. Ryan Andrews a bit rash.
Yeah, just too eager there. You know, initially Morris does really well. Gets his body in the way, allows him to take control of the ball, and Andrews tried first time to get it, didn't, and then went again. I think there, just the experience of Morris showing, you know, you see there, doesn't win it, and then just has a little attempt again, you know, just accept that pass is maybe going to be played, and can you just drop back into shape? Instead gives away another free kick.
Not taking advantage of these situations, Luton. They've really not even looked close to scoring from them. Doughty delivers. And so his ball back is again misplaced.
Luton don't need to be too over-eager, but it is getting to that point in the game where if they are going to get something out of it, they need to get that first goal soon.
Bio. Can keep hold of it for long.
No, he's going to have to do a better job than that. You know, Doumbia in the first half, even the second half when it came to him, he did really well to hold it up.
Really well done. Carlton Morris directing the header to a teammate in Jones. A lively bit of wing play, but doesn't come to anything. Shaq Patadze, haven't seen as much of him in this second half.
We've seen virtually none of him, haven't we? And that's a reflection on Luton's good play. I do think changes at half-time made a positive impact. See him here, just good feet. I think probably the ref could have allowed that to continue.
Walters for Walsh. Luton getting ready to make their fifth and final change. Bio. Didn't quite take advantage of that. It was a bit of a defensive lapse. Jones at the other end did so well to keep that one in.
He's done so well to keep it in, and then the ball in. It's uncanny, I think, how often they've had opportunities to put a good ball in, and they find the first defender so often. You know, he chases down nothing here. You think that's definitely going out. He does so well. He keeps it in. He's not under pressure. Just not good enough.
Doughty. Goalkeeper gets there first, and well, the Watford fans are enjoying this. Morris looks in a bit of discomfort, and he is making way for Elijah Adebayo.
Just a little stretch of the hamstrings. It's, you know, 80 minutes under his belt, played a lot of minutes. Like for like change, but somebody who doesn't quite have the same record as Morris in front of goal, but still a huge threat. It's a positive change for Luton. You know, you're asking your forwards, I'm giving you, you know, 8-9 minutes, depending on how much is added. Can you make the difference for us?
Adebayo's coming for a lot of criticism this season. He's missed the most big chances in the Championship. Should be on around 12 goals, if you believe in XG, but he's only got 5. And that's contributed to Luton being the joint lowest scorers in the division coming into this weekend. Here's Asgard. Wouldn't quite fall for him. Bowler. Intervention that by Ngakia. Bio. Sandwiched. Gets the foul.
Yeah, much better feet that time. Does really well just with his first touch. Changes the trajectory, the way everyone's momentum is. See here, just quick change inside. Clear foul. Liam Walsh in the end, probably the one that does trip him up. Got someone coming in from the other side, making sure.
till 5 at Vicarage Road. Done well with that on the floor.
So well once again.
Loser. Sierralta. Gakia. Watford take control and get up those possession stats. Here come the Olays from the home support, just to complete a miserable afternoon for Luton. Could it get worse? Shakpadadze with space to run into. He's still going. Powerful drive and a decent stop from Kaminsky.
Great drive. He's not really been involved this half. I felt he probably was maybe better suited to slip in. Tom Ince there, you see him here, he drives centrally. Once he gets away, no one's catching him, commits the defenders. Possibly Tom Ince, by the time it did come to set him through, and maybe just advanced too far, but good effort, good save.
Watford have it where they want it. Towards Pollock. Another corner. Comes the outswinger, again Pollock is nearly underneath it, it's Ince, drags it well wide.
A chance that, you know, just, I thought it looked like it was going to fall just kindly for him. Looked like it, you know, can you hit the target? There's bodies in front of the goalkeeper, could have taken a deflection, but just drags it wide.
Lots of space on the edge of the box.
That would be one he will want to watch back.
Sums up their afternoon. Luton, we'll say it again, just a real lack of quality, almost a lack of belief in what they're doing.
Again, just not too sure there what Isaiah Jones is saying. He's played the big diagonal, whether he was caught in two minds of switching it out to Doty on the other side, or Adebayo in behind. In the end, just a wasted ball that gives the Watford fans another chance to jeer Luton.
Yeah, and I think Pollock getting involved in the off-the-ball stuff as well as on.
Yeah, I think he's understood the rivalry situation. I think I'm sure he was hoping he was going to get on the pitch, and since he did step on the pitch, you feel like he's been that person that's maybe been a little bit of the wind-up merchant, just purposely, you know, not giving Luton the ball back, and just, you know, he's enjoying himself.
Pleading the innocent as well. All the hits. Shakpadadze. 6 minutes of time added on. Bayo allowed to take that down under no pressure at all. Kayembe, poor ball forward. And a foul committed by Bayo. Luton get things going quickly. Going to have to. Bit of space here for Walsh. Bayo's touch lets him down.
Those are the moments when you're a striker and you're not the starting 9, your confidence isn't there, just balls like that roll under your foot, so frustrating for everybody.
Walsh keeps hold of it under pressure, given away. Loser, Deli Bashiru. Ince keeps it in. Every Olé painful for these Watford players. Well, for Luton players, I should say, and the supporters. Serrata had his shirt tugged.
Yeah, and he did well. This is the collar quite stretched.
Enjoyable afternoon for Watford and their supporters, but there's been so little jeopardy.
It felt like from the start, really, after that first 10 minutes of the game being frantic and open, the goal really settled Watford. They dominated that first half, they got the second, and that just put them in that comfort zone. Luton have rallied. I felt most of the second half they've been in it, they have tried, but really just that final ball, the final third, really, really disappointing. Nowhere near good enough to test Selvik in the Watford goal.
Asgard. Doughty. Adebayo. Still 3 minutes to play. Walsh, teasing delivery. Goalkeeper back to make a save there from Jones coming round the back.
He did, and he did very well.
Very clear shirt pull on Shaq Patadze. Not just a win over their rivals, which seems inevitable at this stage, but back on track for the playoffs and momentum. And as Tom cleverly said before the game, they just want to show some consistency, because if you do that, that's what gets you where you want to be, isn't it, in this division? Because it's consistently getting results is so difficult.
It is. It's really difficult. I think the last time they had 2 wins in a row was at the end of October into November. Then that was when they had that bit of a sticky run of form with the results yesterday as well. I just felt going into today a little bit of extra pressure, because when the teams around you are winning, you don't want to give them any leverage at all. But a result today, what looks like it's going to be, leaves them just 3 points short of sitting in that top 6, and that's a good place to be. Yeah, they'll want to keep on this road of good momentum, but it's not just the result today as well. I feel their structure, the style, the task that's been asked of all of them, you can see that they've followed what's been asked of them through the week very, very diligently, and it's been a good performance. And I think that consolidates what Tom Cleverley was saying before the game. You know, that consistency of performance is key.
Well, this is a worrying sight. Shakpatadze is down. He has been substituted, well, he will be when he's up and ready to come off the field. And James Morris ready to come on in his place. We can ill afford a lengthy absence from Shakpatadze.
Doesn't look comfortable at all. Sad to see. He's very good first half, not quite as involved second half, but done a diligent job out of possession, which is important too.
Maybe that's just a proportion. So 6 minutes of added time are up, but there'll be a couple more added on, you suspect, for all the changes that have happened in stoppage time. Here's Jacob Brown. Asgard.
A little soft, but again, they just go against you. I feel Asgard's had much more solid second half. He's been very much more involved, contributed much more to that midfield battle. It's been difficult to get much return.
He'll be very satisfied with the afternoon's work. Team in full control. 5 straight defeats at home. A welcome win against their rivals. And he clears upfield. Seconds ticking down, and so Watford can celebrate as routine a win as you'll see in the Championship this season. The damage done in the first half, a Deli Bashiru penalty and a Kayembe tap-in. Watford really didn't have to get out of first gear in the second half. Luton tried, a lack of quality has given way to a lack of belief. Are they resigned to their fate? Back-to-back relegations, a real possibility. 12 games without a win in the Championship for Luton. Watford, though, looking up, focusing on their pursuit of the playoffs. Full time at Vicarage Road. Watford 2, Luton 0.